Hey there, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're probably into cryptids and monsters. Well, if you have a creative spark, you can always join us in our first ever Supernatural Selection zine project. For 2024, we are doing cryptid encounters, where you can draw or write a encounter with a cryptid of your choice, and we'll put it in the zine. The current submission window is from early January to late June. If you're interested in finding out more, you can always go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/zines. That is ZINES. Now back to the show.
Hello, you've fallen into the distraction hole. I'm your host this week, Kevin, and we're going to be talking about the things that we use to distract ourselves. With me are Mike. Mike, how are you?
I'm gassy.
Me too.
I don't know what I ate, but I'm gassy.
I've pooped.
Maybe it was all. I don't want to hear about your poops. Maybe it was all the pepper on that I accidentally dumped on my eggs this morning.
Man, I saw that. That was a fucking tragedy.
Yeah, I was making scrambled eggs, and I picked up the container, and it has the two flaps, one for the spoon and one for the shaker. And I opened it without looking at it and dumped, and it was the spoon side, not the shaker side.
Man, that is... Somebody gave you a petty curse.
Hey, pepperboy.
It was pretty awful.
Look at you with your pepperboy.
Yeah, no, I ate pepper with a little bit of egg mixed in, and I didn't even eat them all. I couldn't eat them all. That's how bad it was.
That's sad, dude. Well, you know what? We also have David. David, how are you today?
I have had significantly less pepper than Mike today.
Okay, that's good.
Speaking of pepper, do you know they make Dr. Pepper beef jerky?
I think I've seen the ice cream, but not the beef jerky.
Like it
we're
make
in the
sense,
worst timeline.
Dr. Pepper makes a good base for barbecue sauce, so
It's fucking terrible.
No, it does. It does. It's got like the fruity notes to certain barbecue sauces.
I mean, I can kind of see that because
I don't know.
It's not gonna taste just
may
like
pick it up
Dr.
and try
Pepper.
it.
You do that.
Yeah, and I will. That'll be for the
day.
next distraction hole. I'll talk for a half hour about Dr. Pepper beef jerky.
Yep, that's a future episode I'm really looking forward to.
Yep, jerkin beefs, the distraction hole.
Oh god, that's disgusting. So, well, I'm doing okay. I'm just tired as hell. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna go ahead and start first.
Because it's all about you.
Yep, it's all about me. I am the Emperor's New Groove. Or New School, if you're into, the animated series based on their films. Anyway, so I decided, we've all been really excited about X-Men 97
No.
Yeah.
And I decided, hey, I'm going to go back and read X-Men, like Uncanny X-Men, like from the beginning, because I have access to it. All right. So, I read the first 3 issues, and then I jumped to Giant Size X-Men #1. Which is, like, 10 fucking years later. Let me tell you something, man. First off, there's some creepy shit in the early stuff. Did you know that Professor X, 30 to 40-year-old Professor X, wanted to nail Jean, a 15-year-old, in his care?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I hate that, and I managed to make myself forget that for a bit.
Well, I mean, the thing was, like, X-Men, as revolutionary as it was when it first came out, it was still like a B or C tier Marvel series.
It was still Kirby and Stan and them not real. Just we need a new book. But like, what also got me was the whole, we have a new student coming. She's a girl, and all the guys are like, wow, she's a living doll. Can't wait to, like, make innuendos at her. It's just so fucking weird.
Yep, it was a different time, all right.
Yep. So, Anyway, I jumped to 75 with Giant Size X-Men #1, which is, the X-Men are trapped on Krakoa, which, if you know modern X-Men stuff, that's funny. And, they Cyclops and the Professor assembled a new team, which is the team most of us were familiar with. Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Storm, and Banshee. And they also had, Sunfire. Wasn't that his name? Sunfire?
Sunspot? No. He was New Mutant.
No, the Japanese guy.
Shit. There's so many fucking mutants, man.
I think it's Sunfire. I'm going to look that up real quick. But Sunfire was in there and then, immediately quit. Because he was like, Baka Gaijin. Yeah, it was Sunfire. Because his sister was Mariko, Wolverine's true love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so he left, and then they had Thunderbird. Oh, guys. Okay, so they kill off Thunderbird. No, big spoilers for a 40, 50-year-old comic here. But they killed off Thunderbird because, nobody liked him. Well, you wrote him. You wrote him as a hate-filled Native American that several characters called an engine. And he was super hateful toward everybody, and he died because he hated white people so much. So he punched a plane to death and it exploded with him on it. So here's the thing. This was obviously not Chris Claremont writing.
Right.
But there's a point where Chris Claremont is brought on board, and the first credit has him plotting by blah, 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 additional story by blah, blah, blah. And it's semi-X-Men? It's almost the X-Men, but not quite. But it's better than anything that had come before.
Right.
Period.
Well, and here's the thing, all the most iconic stuff of X-Men, I would argue, comes from Claremont, because Magneto being the Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you know anything about X-Men, it's all from Chris Claremont. Every movie they've done has been based on a fucking Chris Claremont story.
Yeah.
So, except for Age of Apocalypse.
Right.
We're not going to go there.
Like you were telling me earlier, pretty much all the Wolverine, history and stuff we know about Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. We owe Wolverine as a modern character to Chris Claremont and Frank Miller.
Because before that, he was just a guy with claws.
Yeah, so...
that nobody knew anything about.
David, let me tell you the funny part here, all right?
Okay.
So, as I'm going through this, I'm being reminded we didn't know how Wolverine was going to be. We didn't know anything about him.
Okay.
The claws were part of his gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we literally knew nothing about him. He didn't have the skeleton or anything until Claremont came up with that later. Just the sheer amount of stuff where, these rules that the previous writers came up with, Nightcrawler, if he's falling out of an airplane, can't teleport because of conservation of momentum. And then, as soon as Chris Claremont is writing it by himself, that went out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also took Kurt and made him the merry guy that he is. But you can tell the issue where Chris Claremont got full control, because it starts with Xavier having this dream of this giant fucking epic space battle that is obviously leading into the Shi'ar. And it's just full of Shakespeare quotes. And I'm like, oh, God, there it is. There's Claremont. Yep. Give it to me.
The most Claremont thing ever.
It's just really amusing, though. And I've been telling Mike about it. There's so many things that are just well, that's going straight out the fucking window. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, his signature is so obvious that you see it automatically. You just know. It arrives like a fucking lighted billboard.
Oh, yeah, no. And Mike, what was it you asked me about that issue where he took over?
What did I ask
About
you?
classic comics?
Oh, that this is kind of like where X-Men stepped from being kind of the classic G. Willikers to, closer to something we'd recognize as a modern comic storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped making him try to match his style to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Because, like, every panel was action happening in panel. Text box or balloon telling you what you were looking at. Sometimes it matches up to what's happening in the panel.
Most of the times it doesn't.
Or it's like, well, that's a lot for you're asking a lot from this one awkward drawing. Now again, I'm starting to enjoy it now, but like I'm just waiting for John Byrne to show up and like just blow my face off with his art.
Yeah.
What about David Byrne? Can he show up in like his big floppy suit?
Well, as days go by, he'll let the water hold him up. But
Or down.
It's just been... Oh, yeah, I don't know the lyrics. Anyway, point is, it's just been fun reading the X-Men stuff and gradually getting to, we're about to have the real X-Men all of a sudden. And I say that, and right here on the wall next to me is a framed copy of X-Men number 182 with Rogue on the cover, like shortly after getting Carol Danvers' powers. And it's autographed by Chris Claremont.
Hell yeah.
I got to meet Chris Claremont, and I can go happy after that. So now I've talked about that. I wanted to get that out of the way because I really wanted to throw it out there. And Mike, I want to apologize in advance. We're about to talk about Doctor Who.
All right, I'll turn my headphones off and start watching YouTube.
Bastard! We'll try not to run on too long.
Yeah.
So this is season 1.
Yes, and we're not going to get into the whole numbering debacle.
Doctor Who's been weird from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because, when they did the relaunch, it was, Series 1, and it went through, 14 series, and now they're starting over again because of the Disney thing, and I heard it, apparently Russell T. Davies was talking about how the BBC's not going to be around forever, and we need to get Doctor Who separated from the BBC so they can keep going, and that's why the Disney deal. And that makes sense. I get that. Anyway, yeah. Numbering thing aside, David, you had a chance to see it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I watched the 60th anniversary specials, watched the Christmas special, and then the minute that we popped it on Disney Plus, I realized, it's a double episode premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Yeah. So here's the thing: I enjoyed them, but I have a problem. I got this thing about music. And musicals specifically. I can't deal with musical numbers.
Well, here's the problem. This is the same problem that I have with every single fucking thing that does the Beatles when they can't get the rights to the music.
Oh yeah.
Because the episode would have been so much better if they would have been able to do All You Need Is Love or something.
I was thinking the whole time this ends with All You Need Is Love or I Riot.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
Yeah, no, but that being said, there's a lot to love in those, but I think we should probably start with the first episode.
Yes, let's talk about Space Babies.
Space Babies.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Space Babies.
Space Babies.
Solar babies?
You said that yesterday, and I had not thought of that movie in decades, and I wish you hadn't. Roller skating children in the apocalypse. That's what we need.
Yes.
Now, so, first off, there was no cold open on that episode. Kind of threw me.
Yeah, it's definitely it feels like a direct continuation from that Christmas special, which I found very interesting. Yeah,
and there's been some people complaining about, oh my God, they're going over the rules again. I'm like, I never get tired of them doing that because it gives every doctor a chance to do it.
Yeah, and the doctors have their different way of doing it. It sets the tone for the doctor. but also because this is going to be a lot of people's first real exposure to continuous Doctor Who. You need that. You need those rules in place.
Which I want to talk about something from the second episode here when we get to that.
Yeah.
But in this one, I want to say that when they cast Ncuti Gatwa, and I didn't have a problem with it. And then I saw him in, the third 60th special and then the Christmas episode. And I was like, well, this is like if Christopher Eccleston's Doctor had therapy. And I'm right, because he was talking to Ruby about being the last of the Time Lords, and he said, and I am so glad to be alive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for not being a mopey bitch.
When we watched that, I turned to Holly and I said, like, if this was Tennant or Eccleston, this would have been like a seasonal story about struggling with being a survivor.
Yeah. But we've done that story a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, can we talk about how great Ncuti is?
Yeah, no. Look, I said on social media, he fits into the role of the Doctor the way water fits into a container.
Yes.
In that it fits perfectly.
I love the vibe of this current Doctor. I'm very excited to see where they go with this.
Yep.
And what I also like is that this is a very different Doctor, because this is the first Doctor we've seen who's really, like, run away from something, and not just in the sense of leading his companion away from danger.
Yeah.
But they draw a line that, like, a couple times that the Doctor is afraid of things.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing I was going to say, is he's very emotionally vulnerable this time around.
Yeah.
And I'm there for it, because it's more relatable.
He's the most human Doctor, I think, so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also looks damn good in his suit.
Yeah. I love the fashion choices for the Doctor this time around, especially in that second episode.
Yeah.
Like, I hope for multiple costume changes, because, like, if they keep up the quality of the looks,
I was watching the second episode. I was like, I want to wish him a happy Mother's Day, because he is the baddest mother in the room right now.
So, space babies.
Space babies.
Yeah,
Mike, space babies.
Solar babies.
Yes, solar babies.
So, I love the concept for the episode. Again, like, number one, this is the second episode in a row involving babies.
Yeah, there's been a lot of babies so far.
But also, I think
they draw attention to that in the episode.
It was also very whimsical.
God, we're just chock-a-block with babies, is that's what he said?
He could have.
Well, there's a lot of coincidences going on that he's commenting on, which
it's a lot of synchronicities.
Yeah, but just a very whimsical kind of, like, well, in another writer's hands, maybe the second episode would have maybe been the first one in the sense to establish some stakes or whatever. But I like that they kind of started off with something that was, despite being in space and there's a monster, it's pretty low stakes.
Well, here's the thing. Do you know why I think they started it with that one?
Why?
It's the closest we've had to a normal Doctor Who episode. And that's as close as it's going to get for the rest of this season, I think.
And I get where you're going with that, because, it's just because that's what Doctor Who used to be, is, but before we got into that kind of, like, serialized storytelling, or not serial, would it be serialized? I'm trying to remember. Serialized is when they're, like, individual stories, and then you've got the seasonal story arc.
I don't know. I don't know, but I get what you're putting down. I understand.
Like, this is just kind of like a standalone kind of thing. Back in the day, it was like 3 or 4 or 6 20-minute episodes. You know what I mean?
It's like the X-Files. There was a Monster of the Week episode, and then you had your Mythos episode. Yeah.
So, were you able to predict the twist of the episode? Because I was able to, but I don't have an issue with that. Like, if I could see the twist coming, like, that tells me they know what they're doing.
I didn't see the twist coming, but I wasn't really looking for the twist. I was just enjoying it so damn much I didn't think about it.
but it was a cool little reveal. We're not going to spoil it. I think.
Really?
We can. I mean, 0 episode. Fuck.
You know what? Okay, that's fine. I'll just say the bogeyman was a surprise.
Yeah, especially the reveal of what the bogeyman was.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you feel about Ruby?
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode of The Simpsons where they showed MTV Spring Break.
Okay.
This is years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the host was a pretty for a Simpsons character lady, who was talking about, we're going to have fun, and then, like, there's a beeping, and she holds up her hand, and she has a lifetimer from Logan's Run, and they come out and snatch her off camera, and they bring in a younger, cuter girl. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's Ruby.
Well, we already know the clock is ticking for her because I guess they've already cast the next companion because...
He has 2 companions in the next season. She's going to still be there.
Okay. But we know that, like, every companion has their run.
It's Russell T. Davies back. She did.
Yeah. She definitely gives me Rose vibes.
Yes, and there were so many callbacks to the first 2 episodes she was in. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, being on a spaceship, window opening.
Yeah.
Futzing with the phone so she can call home.
Mm-hmm. But also just kind of her attitude. She kind of has that, because that was the thing about Rose, is Rose was very adventurous, and she really they lean into that's one of the things that always bothered me about some of the Doctor Who relationships was, like, I'm not a big fan of the Doctor having a relationship, like, romantically with a companion.
Sure.
I just always prefer when it's just, you know, a couple mates going around, you know what I mean?
That's what I liked about
Doctor and
Catherine
Donna
Tate, and that's also what I liked about Matt Smith and the Ponds.
Yeah. So I'm hoping. I don't think they're going to go the romance route on this one, which
I don't think so.
I'm very happy for, and that's the kind of the Rose vibe I get from her. It's back when it was like Eccleston and early Eccleston. Like, it's weird to talk about, like, in his one season, early Eccleston versus late Eccleston. But you know what I mean?
He
when,
had
like,
a hell of a journey.
When the romantic overtones start, I prefer the Doctor and Rose before the romantic elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to say something else about this one, and what was it? Right, the dinosaur sequence. Mm-hmm. She stepped on a butterfly, and it changed her. Mm-hmm. And then he fixed it, and he's like, all right, we need to get back in the TARDIS. And he's looking around like, what this the fuck? This has never happened.
There is some weird shit going on that's percolating in the background, especially more in the second episode.
Yeah, Mike, they're doing some weird shit, like, that changes up the show, Mike.
Yeah, like the mavity of the situation.
Oh, yeah, it's the mavity of the situation is very... Like, they've never altered history like that and had it stick. Mm-hmm. But now gravity is mavity.
Yeah.
Because they fucked it up. Donna fucked it up.
And the other thing is, things are a little more magical, and they're a little more... Doctor Who is always very, like... Even if it's a werewolf, it's a fucking science werewolf, right?
If there are ghosts, they're interdimensional aliens.
Yeah, now we're gonna probably get, like, actual werewolves, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they had fucking goblins
that
ate children.
But it's because, and I guess that might be... Well, one thing I want to mention is, I don't know the actress, but I think she was in Bridgerton, who plays a certain character in that first episode.
Are we talking about Mrs. Flood?
No. The nanny-like figure.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil that twist, but
Nan-E.
Yeah,
yes.
Nanny. Nani?
But Nani the fuck?
But yeah, like, overall, Space Babies, ton of fun.
Yeah.
But I think the real meat of this discussion is probably going to be that second episode, because there is so much fucking going on with it.
All right, so first off, I don't remember which episode it was in where he nipped it in the bud and told Ruby, I am not taking you back to the church on Ruby Road to see your mother.
Oh,
that is a straight up that is a straight up reference to Rose when she went back to see her father and like stopped him from getting killed and nearly destroyed the universe.
Yeah. I feel like that was the first episode.
End of the first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's appropriate. Second episode, they bring up Susan. I'm just going to throw it out there. They, like, in depth talked about the doctor's granddaughter.
Yeah, we're getting Susan soon. Or soonish. I think it has to happen.
Oh, I've got a theory.
Okay.
Shall I give you my theory?
I mean, yeah, go for it. It was your show.
All right. My theory is Ruby is the doctor's great-granddaughter.
Which could be interesting. I could see that. I see that. I have my own theory.
A quarter Gallifreyan or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, like, you don't bring up a character that hasn't been brought up since 1965, hardly.
Yeah.
Unless it's Chekhov's granddaughter.
Yeah. Well, there are three things about the episode that I absolutely feel like we have to talk about.
Yes.
Number one, Jinx Monsoon. No.
All right.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna say Jinx Monsoon, drag queens and pianos. It's worth watching for that alone.
Yeah. No, Jinx Monsoon is just so perfect as a Doctor Who character. I mean, the whole time I'm getting Bette Midler from Hocus Pocus.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely a Bette Midler vibe. I don't know anything about Jinx Monsoon.
Very, very fun. Very, very fun.
But I truly enjoyed her character of the Maestro in this episode. His character. I don't know, what pronouns do I use?
The character goes by they in the episode.
Okay. All right. Okay. They.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They, them, yeah.
Typically, drag queens aren't trans, but I'm not saying they're not. They can't be.
But no, the character in the episode, if we're referring to the character mentions they.
They did say son of another character.
Yeah, but also okay, a gender fluid person can switch terms based.
Yeah. We'll go with they for the rest of this episode because I'm uncomfortable trying to determine.
No, and it's important to talk about this stuff too, but we don't want to get dragged into the weeds with it as well. But so they then
into the weeds.
I'm sorry. I want to make sure everybody heard what Mike said.
We don't want to be drag queened in the weeds.
Yes. All right. So I just want to say I'm old, but and Mike is old, and David is getting there. We're trying.
Old but trying. That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, we're trying to be allies here.
It gets harder to change your way of thinking the older you get. And that is a real thing.
The key thing is to be open to the possibilities. But
yeah, no, I have no problem with people living their lives the way they are. Just it just is not. I can't always wrap my head around.
Yeah, language operated a certain way for you for close to 50 years now?
Yeah.
Well, it's 47. Yeah, that's close to 50 years. God damn it.
And I'm not trying to say this like a boomer, but there were two genders for more of my life than there weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying, y'all.
No. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk about the Maestro, number one with the giggle, like that immediately was like a huge thing that showed up in that episode that I'm like, oh, okay, I see where they're going with this. But
man,
we're getting
the doctor's reaction.
But we're getting, and this kind of leads into my theory about things that are going on in the show for this season. We're getting like fundamental forces as antagonists.
Yeah.
With the Celestial Toymaker, it was like play. The
Games.
Maestro, we have music. And there was a line of dialogue in the episode, and I don't quite remember what the line is, but it connects to the Doctor.
It?
Well, the Doctor talks about their origin as being an adoptee. I feel like the Doctor is a fundamental force. I think the Doctor comes from the same plane as the Maestro and the Celestial Toymaker.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and I feel the other thing is the mystery around Ruby. I think Ruby might also be somehow tied to a fundamental force, whether that's, again, like, I have to watch more episodes to see where this goes, but the Doctor being like a representation of time itself, and that's how the Gallifreyans became the Time Lord, that works nice and clean.
The fact that the Maestro called him the Lord Temporal.
Yes.
I was like, that's significant.
Yes, exactly. So I that's my crazy out there cuckoo bananas theory, but I think that the Doctor is time itself, and that's that, because in the Timeless Child, which admittedly I haven't watched the episode The Timeless Child, but
here's the problem with it.
Okay.
The Doctor met time itself in that story,
but the Doctor also met themselves when Matt Smith's Doctor met Baker's doctor, you know what I mean? So
the curator.
Yeah, the curator. Yes. But so I'm just saying, like, if we're excluding that logic, doesn't necessarily prevent the Doctor from still being like the actual manifestation of time.
All right. Yeah, well, you know what? And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like we're probably way off. I'm probably way off on all this, but I'm just like, no, it's interesting that I can find those little pieces.
Yeah. No, it makes sense to me. I am going to throw something else out there, though, about this run of episodes. There are so many fourth wall breaks.
Yeah, now. That's the other thing with this new Doctor. There's a lot of winking at the camera, and there's a lot of fourth wall breaks. Yes.
Like Mrs. Flood in the last in the Christmas specials, looking at the camera and saying, "What? You never seen a TARDIS before?" I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, and then here's the other thing, the diegetic, like the non-diegetic. Oh. Yeah, so the piano version of the theme that comes into the jukebox later, and then at one point the Doctor comments on the music being non-diegetic.
I thought that was diegetic.
Yeah, and then another thing.
Mike, you know what diegetic is, right?
Isn't that the book by
L. Ron
Hubbard?
Good guess.
Good one.
Now, diegetic is when it's like diegetic music. Yeah, diegetic music is like music playing on a radio in the show. And non-diegetic would be like the score. Or the theme song and stuff. And there is a point where music is playing and the Doctor says, Ruby says, "Wait, do you hear that music?" And the Doctor says, "I thought that was diegetic." Or not? No, I thought that was non-diegetic.
The other...
And,
well, and then that begs the question. So, like, the big lipstick alligator moment, if I'm quoting that trope correctly, is the dance sequence, the song and dance sequence at the end of the episode, and how that meshes with reality.
It started, and I hate to say it, I had to skip almost all of it because it was just like doing stuff to my mental health.
It wasn't okay. Like, as someone who doesn't mind that stuff, it wasn't great. Like, I appreciate the choreography. The song, again, the song choice was, I'm going to put this out there, I think the song choice was completely wrong. Disney, you've done 2 Beatles documentaries. Just pay the fucking money for rights. Let It Be or something. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm trying to understand, like, how do we interpret that song and dance number, given the fact that we have this issue of diegetic and non-diegetic sound that's being directly commented on, and then we have people winking, literally winking at the camera.
Yeah, he literally says there's always a twist at the end, looks at the camera, and winks. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening to the show? Here's the thing. I don't hate it. I think it's cool. I think it's new for the show. I like it, but I want to understand it.
Dr. Pool.
Oh, God.
Okay, that may be our title for the episode.
There you go, Dr. Pool.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and write that down.
It's the Doctor Who theme on kazoos.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what that is.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
And the next episode coming up is written by Stephen Moffat.
Yes, I think, so
this is going to destroy you emotionally.
Yeah. Now, here's my big problem with any story that tackles the Beatles as an element, it is always the John and Paul show.
Yes.
You know, the actors they got for him, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the actors. It's fine. You're not going to find people that look exactly right.
But it's always John and Paul. And, like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Like, at least give George something. Sure, Ringo's back there, like, sniffing glue or something, but whatever.
No, Ringo's making caveman movies like a boss.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
God, I love that movie.
But, no, like, it... The biggest misfire for the whole episode, like, I love the episode. I think that Jinx Monsoon adds something incredible, and I want the Maestro to be a recurring villain so badly.
Right.
But, like, you do a Beatles episode and you can't use any fucking Beatles music. It just does not work. If you're trying to talk about the importance of these characters, even Ruby playing the piano on the roof, playing a piano medley of a Beatles song.
But yeah, but instead she was playing a song from Murray Gold's score, soundtrack.
But that also gave us
theme.
that great moment where the Maestro talks about sad love songs for lesbians, which was amazing.
Yes, that was very funny.
But no, like I love it when Doctor Who introduces new potential ongoing villains, and I gotta say, like the Maestro, definitely like a potential top 10 Doctor Who villain for me.
Yeah. Can I tell you what my absolute favorite part of that episode was?
Oh, please do.
Just how shitty all the songs were before they brought music back.
Oh yes, the one about
Just
the dog. It's my dog, not your
George-
dog.
It's my dog, not your dog. I don't own a cat. I own a dog. Just like, and it's all off key. It's just music doesn't work, and then there's like an orchestra, and they're just playing three blind mice, off key. Conducted by Murray Gold, the guy that does the music for Doctor Who. So we're getting real goddamn meta.
Yeah. Like honestly, off to a great start. I'm looking forward to having a new Doctor Who every week for the next few weeks because,
Yep.
you know, I missed it. I'm still catching up on some of the stuff that I had missed. I'm still working my way through all the Tennant episodes, and I'm gonna go through Matt Smith and everybody. But it's
Jodie Whittaker, I had to give a pass after the first few episodes. I was just like, kind of love her, but I hate the writing in this so much.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him an honest try when I get there. But it's nice to kind of have that clean slate.
for it.
And like I get why they're renumbering it and everything like that. My hope is that this does so well that they get the rights to put Classic Who, which I guess you would
On Disney
include
Plus?
Everything
Well,
prior to this is Classic now.
Well, right now there's a distribution deal already in Doctor Who, what they call New Who.
Oh, I love that
05.
drink.
Yeah, no, I know. Wait, that's knee high.
No, Yoo-hoo.
Oh, New Who, the chocolate stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's already on Max right now. The New Who stuff.
But
Classic, I don't know.
But I want it on fucking I want it on
all
Disney
of it
Plus because
together.
I'm watching Disney Plus and Hulu's doing their thing now. I'm watching all of my shows on Disney Plus right now, and it's been great to have like one streamer that handles like 90% of the shit that I'm watching.
Well, you know what? I got good news for you, David, because fucking Disney and Warner Brothers are going to make a combined streaming service.
Yeah. Or they're
which
going to
me
do
and
like
Mike
was it a streaming service or was it like a deal where you pay one price to get?
It's like a bundle.
Yeah.
Which I think we had that before. It's called fucking cable.
Right.
Cable 2.0.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that like Peacock and Paramount have been in talks of merging theirs, or
it's
something along those lines.
maybe it's cable as in Nathan Summers.
Oh God, no! We're not talking about X-Men this week. We're gonna talk about it next week after the last episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Next
like a
week's
season
last
recap, I
episode.
guess. But,
Yeah. Yep.
No, like I'm legitimately excited for new Doctor Who. I had a blast with these two episodes.
Same here.
Yeah, and I think this would be a good time for Mike to kind of jump on board just to see what he thinks, because again, you don't have to have that knowledge and background.
That's true.
I don't know. Doctor Who is just the overall. It's not my bag. Like the tone and the.
Would you watch the first new episode of this season with me, and you can see what you think of Space Babies?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Because here's
No
the thing.
pressure,
At its
no
heart,
pressure.
At its heart, Doctor Who is still very much a children's show. That's the thing that hurts most when you try to introduce it to people. It's like, because you can talk about like, oh, there's some. It's kind of like I had a friend. I have a friend whose cousin was like super into Power Rangers, right? And would talk about like the lore and everything like that. And I was in my grumpy period of like, well, Power Rangers is just a kid's show. Again, but that's how I was with that new Voltron cartoon when that came out.
Well,
That's a little different.
so I think the Voltron cartoon was not that kiddie.
There's a lot of dead bodies in there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also like shows have gotten a little darker over time as well. Like if they had made this Voltron cartoon probably like 5 years earlier, probably would have still had some good storylines, but probably would have had less dead bodies. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Did you watch the Thundercats from about?
Yeah,
6 or 7
I
years ago?
fucking loved
Some
it,
of
and I'm
it.
sad that they canceled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Thundercats Roar.
Which isn't bad. I've seen it. It's funny. Like again, like
Sure,
it doesn't get
but-
rid of the old Thundercats. You can still watch the old
No,
Thundercats. This just takes the piss out of it, and it's fun.
It's not
So
for me.
So the problem is when you get something like that, it's kind of now if we're getting two at once, it'd be fine. But it's, you see, it's, with the way TV works, it's either or. You're either getting this, send up of it, or you're getting, the meat and potatoes, which you want.
We're probably a couple years away from another Thundercats reboot, probably on like Netflix or something.
I hope so.
Like I'm surprised that they haven't moved forward with a live action Thundercats movie.
You want to know what I'm surprised they haven't moved forward with in any capacity except for a half-hearted comic is Mask.
Oh yeah, dude.
The fact that they've been like hinting and like, but never really done anything with it.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like as far as Mask goes, you could very easily tie it in with the Transformers stuff, like recovered Transformers technology.
Yeah,
is what
Mask,
gave them the
G.I. Joe,
vehicles.
Transformers.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
All works
yeah.
together.
Kevin and I kind of have a little theory that they're just holding Mask in the wings until they like start seeing declines in Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Now is
like-
not Stretch Armstrong, Max Steel, is that Hasbro?
I don't
Because
know.
I feel like
think
Max
it is.
Steel would also fit in there. Because I remember the Max Steel
again-
cartoon from the 90s.
Well,
All this could fit in with the Energon universe.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were doing something like that also with, what was that thing, the other one, the robot that, I'm trying to remember what it's called now.
Well, they tried to do like a
ROM.
ROM Space
Yeah.
Knight, yes.
Yeah.
Without the problem with ROM is they had this great backstory stuff, and all that is owned by Marvel,
Yeah.
Which I
so they
think
can't use any of it.
I think Marvel's doing ROM again, actually.
Not from what I've heard.
I don't know. I
It's
could have
still-
sworn I saw like ROM at the comic shop recently.
I was. Let me see.
No, I'm looking this shit up too.
Yep. No, I want to know.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious. ROM, the greatest of the Space Knights, returns to Marvel Comics in an all-new series, May 22nd,
Son of a-
2023. Yeah, so
All
it's,
right, I'm in. Good. We get the weird space wraith things back. Okay, cool.
yeah, so I think they're producing new ROM material.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
looking forward to that. But they tried to do it in a comic a while back, and it was a Mask comic, and all it had was Shipwreck fighting Devastator and featured nothing from Mask. I want to really emphasize it was Shipwreck fighting a Transformer.
Not even a Transformer, a fucking combiner.
It like Shipwreck
Like maybe Shipwreck
with
fighting
the parrot.
Shipwreck fighting like a mini con would be already a one-sided
no.
fight.
Here's the
like
thing.
Ravage, maybe.
You put
Yeah.
Shipwreck up against a Transformer that transforms into a boat, that boat is fucked, because his name is Shipwreck.
I was
Okay,
gonna say,
that's fair. I'll
Shipwreck
give you
versus
that one.
what's the isn't there one that turned a Decepticon that turns into a boat? Isn't he a triple changer? Then he turn into like an aircraft carrier and a jumbo jet or something like that.
That was one of the later ones, but yes.
Yeah, just hit that guy.
That was a tiny, like, it needs to be the size of the USS Flag toy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so interesting thing, so I was reading in one of the Transformers threads, someone was happened to be talking about stuff from the, I'm trying to remember, I think it was the Marvel Comics Bible, where they had expanded upon characters, and is that Tidal Wave? I think that's Tidal Wave.
Okay.
The name of that character. Said that in his bio, he was both afraid of flying and the sea.
See, okay. I think Bob Budinsky wrote all those.
Yeah.
And he had, like, they ignored a lot of the stuff he came up with when they did the comics and the cartoons.
Yeah.
But, like, he came up with a lot of humorous stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, good on him for having fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that apparently, like, Huffer was angry all the time because of, I don't know, what did they say? Like, some kind of like PTSD or something like that. Jesus. Depression. And another character was like that all the time, but for a different reason. It's like, that's, you know.
Oh, okay.
Getting a little.
So,
hey, you remember that time Spider-Man fought Megatron?
No.
That happened.
So these aren't new ROM stories. These are new reprints with like new covers. So it's not new raw material, but it's cool they got the rights to like reprint them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that was a good comic series for the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was weird because you had these like really good comics that were also fucking meant to sell toys. Like it's like, you know, we should be so lucky now.
Well, Marvel did that and that's one thing I miss is Marvel's licensed stuff, and then them going like, yeah, no, we're tying it into the mainline Marvel.
Yeah, like I had fucking Ren and Stimpy comics. I have an issue where it's Spider-Man versus Powdered Toast Man.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. We've gotten far afield, but like that does give me a good open to Mike. What you got this week?
Previously in the distraction hole.
So, not a whole lot. I haven't done anything really new. Been continuing to play Fallout 4.
Same.
Just
I think all three of us are.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting lost again in the just the settlement stuff. It's not even like doing some missions. It's doing some missions, but it's mostly doing like fixing my fucked up supply lines. Like I apparently so you really only need to have a web of supply lines. Each village or settlement only needs to be connected by one supply line to another settlement. But I had some Starlight and Sanctuary both had 6, 7, or 8, people heading out to different places.
Yeah, I did that too, and I probably need to fix it.
And so, I was wondering, I don't have enough people. Why am I using all these guys to do these supply lines when they're all already interconnected anyway? So what I did was I took there's a management console that you can build. So I went in there and in Sanctuary and Starlight, told the provisioners to knock it the fuck off. Just stop. Just become unemployed for a little while I figure this shit out. And then I could see which other ones are already in a web and just, onesie twosie here and there and set up the lines. Because I think at first I thought that I had to have, say if, one, I'm trying to remember any of the other little pissant, things. Say the Abernathy Farm. Say it needed water because there's no real water in that area.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I needed a direct connection between it and the settlement that's making the most water for it to get water. Turns out it just had to be connected in the web somewhere.
And I get the desire for Type A organization there. I'm tempted to do that as well. But I also kind of like the idea of just having these kind of provisioners going out on these different routes because you'll sometimes run into them. and they
Yeah.
can't die or anything. So like you never know
Yeah,
when you
I
get into a
actually-
firefight with some super mutants and get some free loot. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened to me. Was I fought some super mutants that were attacking one of my supply lines.
So you say they can't die, but I accidentally killed one.
Well, it's the provisioners who can't, but you can like your settlers can die during an attack.
It was a
Oh,
provisioner.
You killed a provisioner, huh?
He was in the distance, and I thought because there was a bunch of whatchamacallem, the army guys.
Minutemen?
No, the actual
gunners.
army, the gunners. Yes, I thought there was a bunch of gunners, and I thought he was a gunner too. So I domed him with my sniper rifle, and he died. And I'm like going, and I went up to loot him, like going, oh,
Oh shit!
it's one of my guys.
Oh yeah, so
Damn.
Maybe
yeah.
NPCs can't kill the provisioners, but you can.
Yeah, so you should be careful where you aim.
Yes.
You're so paranoid in the wasteland, you start popping people from a distance.
And
Act like you hadn't done it, bitch.
and I will say that is so. I guess he was just far enough away that I couldn't see, didn't see a tag, or maybe I just shot him, snapshot him and didn't really look. But that is one thing. Like, I also booted up a 76 because I've been meaning to play that more. And walking around, it's changed so much since the last time I actually played. So, for one thing, there's human NPCs, which weren't a thing when I played last.
Yeah.
But I come across some, humans in the distance, and I'm going, they immediately come up as red. And I'm thinking, I know they're enemies, but it would be nice if there was like a little ambiguity there. So like, a freaking, rad scorpion or whatever, it's fine just killing them on sight. But with a human, it just feels wrong sniping them in cold blood before they've attacked me. Just because the HUD tells me they're red.
I pop any gunner I see. Like, if I'm at a distance and I get a sense that there's a gunner camp, I will hang back with my rifle. I have a rifle that it does, like, the area of effect 15-point damage explosion.
Yeah.
So I just pop groups of them, just like, pow, 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 pow. It's great.
Yeah. But I'm just saying the clairvoyance of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the limitations of these. Like, if there was, like, would you prefer if there was, like, a super hard survival mode where enemies are not given a health bar and nameplate? Is that what you're looking for?
Or like they don't show up on the pip-boy, like on the map.
I don't know. I'm just saying it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Shooting somebody that,
I understand.
No, I get where you're going with that.
That, theoretically I shouldn't know their affiliation right off the hop. It should just be a person that I, have to find out how bad they are.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Because this was just a guy, he was in just t-shirts and, like, pants. He wasn't in, like, Raider armor or anything.
Yeah.
I forget what 76 calls him, but it was some kind of Raider.
I think Free Radicals. I literally just started 76 today.
No, I think it was something like something Raider. It was like blank Raider. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I was just a thought I had when I was doing it. I was like, I'm gonna kill him, but I'm not. I think if I was playing a good playthrough, I should get some kind of demerit for just killing someone on sight because the mystic red text told me to.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's fun. It's like people will do that where they'll like set their own restrictions on their gameplay.
Yeah. And
that's just something you may have to like do for yourself, but if it makes it more fun for you. But yeah, because I had just started 76 today, and believe it or not, I was doing the cloud gaming version of it, and it worked wonderfully.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, because I literally like today I've tried 2 games on Xbox Game Pass cloud streaming. So 76, like I would occasionally get occasional screen tears, right?
Yeah.
But like less than a second, whatever. Like the gameplay is super smooth. And then the other game I played, which was Little Kitty Big City, which it's funny, Fallout 76, Little Kitty Big City.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and I didn't notice any quality issues when I was playing. There was no slowdown. Like, it takes a little bit for the game to boot, but once the game is booted, once you have that connection to the server, like, no real wait times.
Yeah, so I've not messed with the current versions, but one of my first tablets I had was an NVIDIA Shield tablet, and it had came with the free. This was basically when NVIDIA was still figuring out their GeForce experience, so it had free cloud streaming from GeForce experience. And I mean, from all I remember, that worked fine. Hell, even I was at a friend's house. Admittedly, we're both on the same fiber network, but I used my Steam Deck to stream a game from my home PC, and that worked. It was Cyberpunk and I almost said Cyberpunk 76. It's 2077. But it's Cyberpunk, and running it on my Steam Deck, but at my computer's highest graphics ability was pretty amazing.
Well, I think
no lag.
I've never had it work well for me when I tried it, but that's that's my problem.
I was just impressed by the quality because about my tech issues that I have. I don't have. Yeah. And the other thing is, I've always been kind of the guy who plays the underpowered Nintendo machines, right?
Yeah.
So having an Xbox Series X, it's like I'm constantly surprised, oh, this is the power of gaming.
Yeah, and I don't. My problem with the cloud gaming like that is, just one day they're gonna do that. They're gonna come out with just a cloud gaming system, and basically take away anybody's already where they don't want us to own games.
Yeah. Spawnwave.
It's just another.
Do you guys follow Spawnwave? It's a video.
I don't know what that is.
So it is a YouTube news channel, Monday through Friday and Saturday. They do daily gaming news, and that's been a topic for the past couple months. Is we're moving closer and closer to an all digital future, all cloud future, and they've been covering that pretty well. It's nice. Every weekday morning, I have my gaming news where they do the headlines and everything like that. And I'm gonna throw that out there. It's good. It's a good thing to check out. Yeah, Spawnwave. But they've been talking about that a lot lately.
But no, that was one of the Ubisoft execs that said customers are just going to have to get used to the idea of not owning their games.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
sirs.
No, it's that's capitalism for you. You'll own nothing and like it.
And it's also because they want the ease of just being able to just forget about it whenever they want to.
Yeah, and then also
it becomes unprofitable.
You with licensing, then they have to pull shit out of people's libraries. Well, if you no longer have a library where it's considered yours anymore, then you don't have to worry about the PR of pulling down a game for a licensing issue.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the apocalypse, all right.
So any other thoughts on Fallout 4 or 76? So 76 is just similar enough to 4, yet still different enough that I've been playing 4 more. So when I jumped into 76 today, I'm going, okay, how does this shit work?
Yeah, the menus are throwing me.
Yeah.
So and then I'm sitting there having to relearn how so I'm continuing the only character I had in 76, which is, I guess, the problem. I probably should have, at least to relearn the mechanics, should have just made a new character.
That's what I did.
They do have because I started a character today, and they have a quick start where, if you create a new character, it'll jump you to level 20 with a pre-built.
See, I don't want to do that because it's going to take, the learning part out of it.
Yeah, that's I didn't go for that, but it's nice that's an option. So it might be good for you, Mike, because you've experienced the early level, right?
Well, that's the problem. Is I was kind of wishing I could go back to relearn everything.
I don't. Well, fuck it. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Because I had to relearn the special system, and I don't want the quick start.
Yeah, I don't like this card system.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm sitting there going, oh, I see. I can only have the cards that equal my, my number.
Yeah, it's a very convoluted.
If my number is 5, my intelligence is 5, I can only have either 5 1 cards or say, 4 ones and a 2 or.
Yeah. I didn't know that either, but it makes sense, and now I know going into it to be careful.
No, I can only have 3 1 cards and a 2, not 4 1 cards and a 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a while to just looking at it and staring at it, going what the fuck is this? Because like I said, I didn't remember. And it's funny you said that starting at level 20 because my current character is level 15. So, but
Oh boy.
I don't know. I like continuing. I don't like starting over. I like continuing with my characters. I like continuing that little bit of progress
I'm the
instead
weird
of
one.
starting over. No, I think I'm the weird one. Most people seem to start
Yeah,
over.
no, I think Mike's the weird one in this case because like
Okay.
I got
I'm trying to give him some credit here.
No. I got to level 30 on one character, realized like, oh, if I max out intelligence and charisma, that's going to give me a lot more. So I rebuilt the character and maxed out intelligence and charisma, and I'm having a much better time. I'm like level 78 now, I think.
In Fallout 4?
In Fallout 4, yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just
I'm like-
maxed intelligence, and it's the best
I
decision
think
I
I'm
made.
like just about to hit 30.
yeah, especially if you're decent at FPS gaming. Some of the other stuff like isn't as necessary.
Yeah, I don't use VATS as much. I'm literally just kind of like point and click on enemies.
I really should have been using VATS more earlier. Like in 76, I went to a junkyard and there was a bunch of giant ticks.
Jesus.
And they jumped. And I was having trouble hitting them. And I realized, like, after I'd shot them all, it's like, I should have been using VATS. Even though, it doesn't, slow time like it used to. It's still...
It auto-targets.
Yeah, it's like Legend of Zelda walk-on Z-targeting.
Which I've been digging that when I was playing it, because I'm like, oh, wow, this is
It reminds me of Metroid Prime. That's what it reminds me of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But I thought about that after I had already shot all the ticks and they had drank my blood, which they actually didn't take that much health off of me. So it was all...
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that it's like they're in your face and they're jumping.
Panic shooting.
Yeah, and you're panicking and then it's all over. You're like, wow, that barely hurt me at all.
I'll tell you what,
guys
though.
suck.
The vibes of the game are immaculate. I'm really liking their version
Are
of
they?
Appalachia.
Because, like,
Dude, even just coming from 4, like when I went to 76, I'm going, wow, this is a lot prettier than 4. Like, it's not...
yeah, it's not turbo fucked.
Well, not only that,
all the
it's like
other
it has
wastelands.
the color palette of just the world is a lot more vibrant than 4.
It's
like,
more Skyrim than it is Fallout.
Well, 3 was green. Like, I saw some video from playing 3, and it was just sepia and green.
Yeah, and New Vegas is tan.
More sepia.
Brown
yeah.
and tan, and then
4
is color.
4 is just desaturated.
Yeah, it feels like the TV show borrowed a lot more from 76, like visual-wise.
Yeah, 4 has color, but it's still desaturated.
Yeah.
76 is just kind of vibrant.
I prefer that, though. I like the colorful wasteland.
So
well, I feel like the and this is not to defend it. I feel like the color toning thing in 3 in New Vegas was kind of playing into the whole idea that you're living in a B movie in those games.
Well, that and just the nuclear war, and the 3 was obviously green just because of radiation and all that. I just until I saw that video, I knew it was kind of green, like my memory filled in.
Oh, it's just straight up.
It was
the sky was green.
Might as well have been black and white with a green tinge to it.
This is true.
It was surprising how, because I haven't played 3 since, I don't know, 2 years after it came out. Yeah, I pretty much stopped playing in the middle of the DLCs coming out, because I never finished all the DLCs. And I'm pretty sure I've never installed it and played it. Kevin's played it more recently than I have.
Yeah,
you played it this year, actually, didn't you?
It's a little difficult after the others. But, like, playing 4, I forgot about having to repair your weapons.
Yeah, that's one of those things that threw me as well. It's like, oh, shit, durability. And, the hunger and thirst meter.
Is that still a thing in
76?
It is, but being low on either only reduces your... It doesn't, hurt you. You can't die from it.
Still, I don't I'm the type of guy who will, stim myself if I'm missing just a little bit of health. So, you can imagine how much my character's just eating all the time.
Being hungry or thirsty just reduces, I think it reduces, experience gain, and you basically get perks for being well-fed and hydrated.
Yeah.
instead of like being detrimental and dying without it.
Yeah, but my autism, right? I just
Yeah, and I agree because you usually got food and water on you anyway. So yeah, I was walking around. I saw you're getting dehydrated. I'm like, you're thirsty. You might become dehydrated. I'm like, oh, I better drink some water. I got some boiled water. Drink. Oh shit, that has rads. I'll get the purified water.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though rads are kind of it's one of those things. It's like rads are a gameplay thing. It's like, but I don't know. It just feels bad.
Yeah.
Intentionally irradiating myself
to kind of have to like manage your total health pool because of the rads. Versus like healing the amount of health you have available versus like getting rid of the rads and then healing from there. Like it's an interesting little dance between the two states of the health bar.
Yeah.
So Fallout.
So this is a Fallout podcast now.
Yeah. Just
every week.
I've heard only stuff I've been watching is stuff that I've been, continually watching, like we're talking about X-Men next week because that'll be the next week's the finale. Trying to think what else I watch. And obviously I've watched. I think it's just been YouTube stuff. As far as like scripted, shows and movies. The only other thing I watched was the most recent episode of Dungeon Meshi.
No, we're caught up on that, so we're watching them as they come out. I actually Holly and I just started rewatching the dub version of Spy Family because I've seen every episode of Spy Family so far, but she hasn't watched it, so we're.
Oh God. Yeah. I kept the movie just came out, right? And I saw it was out in theaters, and I saw. It's only out in theaters this weekend, so I'm like going, I got too much stuff going on. I definitely won't be able to see it. So I just put it out of my mind. And then coming up on the next weekend, I was thinking, I could maybe go see a movie or we can go see a movie. Like, I was thinking about going to see Ghostbusters or something like that after Frozen Empire. So I looked at the movie times and I saw Spy Family was still in theaters. I'm like, what the fuck? It was only supposed to be that weekend. Shit, well, Kevin would want to see that, so I just won't do it this week. It was literally in theaters for like 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
And every time I checked the times I saw it was in theaters, like going, fuck me. If I'd known it was still in theaters, I might have tried to, have some me time and go see it, but
it was fun.
I just found it funny.
One thing I'm liking is the fact that like anime is showing up more in movie theaters. Like, and it's not just like Fathom events or whatever they are, the special screenings. It's just like, no, we're gonna fucking release One Piece, we're gonna fucking release Spy Family, and you're gonna come see it.
Not just Miyazaki stuff.
Yeah. It's been fun. Like it's a brave new world, and it comes from the fact that like the theaters are struggling right now. So
yeah. Oh, that theater thing, that does remind me of something. So the Film Gauge, he went a couple like weekends ago. He went, and maybe it was last weekend even. He went and saw the Fall Guy. Yeah, it was the Fall Guy. And when he came home, he was telling me about it. And I had read this online, and we decided to just have a rant fest about it. So we can have a rant fest about this here, and I'll tell you my stance. I read an article that in front of the Fall Guy, it has one of those masturbate the theater-going audience trailers, not even a trailer, whatever you call an attachment to a movie, an appendix, a fucking little dangly bit on the movie.
Is that the thing where the people from the movie thank you for coming to the theater?
Yeah, they're just reaching in your pants in this as you sit there in the studio in the theater watching the movie and give you a quick handy for being such a good person coming out and seeing the movie in these trying times. I hope you come right now.
It's like that AMC Nicole Kidman one.
Fuck that.
And I just look. There's already too much shit in front of movies.
Oh God, dude! Yeah, it took me. I came to. I'm gonna let you get back to your point, but I went to see a movie. The time started at 8:30. Movie didn't start until 9 in the fucking evening.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The whole half hour wasted to the commercials, the trailers, the commercials between the trailers and, the movie.
Verbo
then the movie
ads,
starts, but it's not
M&M's
really the movie
ads,
because it's
Starry ads,
it's
Pepsi
attached.
ads.
It's attached commercials. It's the attached trailers that are directly attached from the same studios. Then it's, the technology thing, either, THX or,
commercials in the middle of the
Atmos.
trailers. Like, I expect to just see trailers. Getting a fucking commercial in between two trailers is driving me nuts.
The thing from the theater itself, saying either come get some refreshments or
Let's all
thanks
go
for
to
coming to the movies
Walmart.
or, whatever. It's just asinine.
Yeah, like,
how much crap they've piled in front of the movie.
So I'm still mad about the first time I saw a commercial before a movie.
like I literally just want to
the
be able to go
first
to a
time.
movie that says it's 8:30, roll in there at about
And the movie
8:25, and then when
starts.
8:30 hits, it's the fucking movie.
I wouldn't even mind if it's like the trailers and it's only the
You
trailers.
get
Like
three.
there's
You get 3 trailers, and then after 3, you have to pay everyone for every trailer after. That's the new
I
rule.
like this plan. I like this.
But yeah, it's just, we're eventually going to get to a point where, already we have movies where the title sequence doesn't start until the end of the movie. Like, there's no title sequence. There's just, shit starts happening and you don't notice it and it keeps happening and happening and happening. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's a title sequence and then roll credits. That'll just be trailers and commercials for 2 hours and then, no movie, title sequence, credits.
This is where you need the government to step in and be like, okay, we're doing the movie trailer act no more than, I think the upper limit is 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
fine.
pretty reasonable.
That's fine. Any more than 10 minutes, now you're creating scheduling problems for people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm there. Wow. that was some thoughts we had.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Do we want to take a break since we've been going for an hour?
Yeah. Let's go take a
And,
break.
Yeah.
Mike, if you've got thoughts after that, we can go back to those and then go to David.
Okay.
All right. We will be right back after this. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
Mm-hmm. And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show.
Yeah, David, Kevin and I were such rebels because we didn't get a girl pregnant by the time we were 16.
That's a hell
I
of
knew so many people in my high school got pregnant. It was wild.
Let me tell you something that's going to make you feel real bad. The first pregnant classmate I had was in the ninth grade.
Jesus Christ.
She was
14,
13
yeah.
and super pregnant when I met her.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's Mississippi for you.
that was Nora. I felt so bad for her. And welcome
do
back.
we need to block that name? Do we
That's
need to
it.
beep that?
There's like a billion Noras in the world. Nobody's gonna know.
And this is Mississippi. There's like probably 300,000 of them.
And given the
okay,
way her
that's fair,
life
that's
was
fair.
going, she might be dead.
Fuck.
So anyway, welcome back to the distraction hole. We're all pissed out. So Mike, you got anything you want to follow up with before we move on to David? Or are you all distraction holdout from yours?
I thought I had something, but maybe, I guess not. I mean, I think I'm done.
You're spent?
I think I'm done, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the refraction hole.
The refraction hole. So, David.
Yes.
What have you got?
Well, I want to talk about something, a little sad, not like tragic, but sad, and that was the passing of Roger Corman.
Yeah, now, before you go on with that, Mike told me Roger Corman died, and I thought he meant Harvey Corman. Mm-hmm. I was like, he's been dead. Which is the actor from Blazing Saddles that played Hedley
Lamar.
Hedley Lamar.
Yeah.
But then when I realized who it was, I got sad.
He goes into the Raisinets.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were awful blasé about it when I said that the other day.
Yeah, I was confused.
Well, I say sad and not tragic because the dude was 98 fucking years old.
Well, yeah.
Most people, when they get that age, they want to die.
He did not die before his time.
Look, when you hit your 90s, you're pretty much on borrowed time. It's like you've had a full and long life. It's not tragic when you die. It's just sad.
Well, and I kind of had a first world problems issue last night because I got back from my Deadlands tabletop group, and then I saw that Harvey Corbin died. I'm like, that ruined my night.
You mean Roger?
Roger, yeah. You mentioned fucking Harvey.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but no, I was like, this ruins my night. So it just, again, just very kind of like first world problems.
It was sad. For sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely sad because like that guy, such a fucking huge impact in film.
The number of people that have jobs because of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the number of people who became some of our best filmmakers because they worked for his fucking grindhouse operation of shooting films. Like that guy, and I'm just thinking about like New World Pictures and how like. Whenever I saw a New World Pictures in front of a movie, it was like, oh no, there's something special about this. Yeah. It's going to be shitty or it's going to be amazing, but I'm going to have fun with it.
Okay, here's a list of some people that worked for him before getting big in the industry. Mm-hmm. Francis Ford Coppola, Jonathan Demme, Martin Scorsese, Ron Howard, Joe Dante, John Sayles. And as far as actors, they list Peter Fonda, Bruce Dern, Jack Nicholson, Pam Grier, and Diane Ladd. Like that is a hell of a lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the number of like great people that he worked with who are already established. Like, I mean, obviously you got to put Vincent Price in there.
Oh, obviously the man. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Corman Productions, the house that Vincent built.
Yeah, and
but like no, like I love every single one of the Vincent Price, Roger Corman. Yeah. Like I love every single one of those like Poe adaptations. And are they always accurate? Not at all.
No, they're never accurate. But they are
beautiful to watch.
He did some Lovecraft too, but they didn't go over as well.
Yeah, but just the number of great filmmakers that came out of working with that guy.
Yeah, funny story. I used to love cinematic Titanic, which I still do, but, it's not a going concern now. And they watched one of his films, The Wasp Woman. And one of my favorite parts was when they were heading into the theater. The silhouettes are walking in, and there's a scientist leading them in, and the guy says, this is a Wasp Woman, one of only 7 films Roger Corman made that year. And I was like, yeah, no, that tracks. That tracks. He'd work on it for 4 weeks, have it edited in a week, and then bam, movie's out.
Yeah, just, because last time I saw, I say saw Roger Corman, like I obviously haven't met him or hadn't met him or anything like that, but because I watched The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, and I think it was like a couple of seasons ago, they had him on the show, and it was Joe Bob interviewing him, and it was just such an interesting conversation between those two.
I fucking bet.
Yeah, because that's the thing when like Joe Bob gets the old film guys in there, like when he gets Lloyd Kaufman in there and that sort of thing. But just hearing like
yeah.
Joe Bob Briggs talk to Roger about that sort of thing and talk about these production schedules and like how they'd shoot and release these things, I think it was. I think part of the thing was if you have a title and a poster, you make the movie from there.
Yeah. Yep, that is also very similar to the canon method.
Yeah, so he would talk about like they'd get these like titles and just like, okay, we'll reverse engineer a movie out of this, and obviously you didn't call it reverse engineering or anything, but like just to think of how many good like bad movies came out of that.
Yeah.
Man. But I wanted to bring that up because number one, like, yeah, it's sad to lose such a like important person who didn't get recognized enough for their contribution to film. Like the whole reason I have the tastes I do are probably directly directly influenced by the work that he and the people that he brought up put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the reason I also want to talk about that, it's kind of, I don't want to say fortuitous, but it's serendipitous. I don't know. Because I saw another, like, what started off as a B movie that felt like a very kind of Corman B movie series that has become like a modern blockbuster, and that's the Planet of the Apes franchise.
Yeah.
And I recently saw The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Here's the thing. Me and the Film Gauge have a plan. We're going to just go back and rewatch. I've only seen the first one of those films, and we're going to go back and rewatch all of them.
So here's the thing about that first trilogy. The first one is the weakest, and it's still excellent.
Oh, yeah, no, I loved that one. If the others are better, great. I have no fucking problem doing that.
So I'm not going to, like, spoil much in regards to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but apparently we are now 4 movies into what's going to be a 9-picture saga.
Jesus.
That's what they're saying. Which,
wow.
I can get behind that.
As long as they can keep the quality.
Yeah. I came out of the movie wanting to do a Planet of the Apes tabletop game and play a member of a certain ape tribe. You know what I mean? I feel like you can get a really fun tabletop game of, like, the world of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
But like, the movie is fun. It is probably my 4th favorite in the series of 4, but that's not anything to, like, damn it by.
Yeah.
Like, it's still very fun. It's the weaker one, and I think it's because it's too close to the themes of the latter 2 pictures of the first trilogy.
No,
it doesn't feel like things have moved on enough. And the way that they've set it up in this movie, it feels like they're stalling, and we're not quite at the era of the apes in costume, wearing full clothes and everything like that. And that's where I want to see this go. And we're not quite there yet, but like I'm seeing like the trajectory of it all. So the movie also does a great job of kind of building the. One of the things I loved about that first trilogy was the world building, right? Because if you followed the original movies, you know how important Caesar is. And the first trilogy does a great job of kind of creating Caesar and making him into this kind of messianic figure. And this new movie continues on that, because now if you're looking at the rise of Christianity, you see the splintering of the religion. That's one of the things that this movie deals with, is different ideas of what Caesar would do.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. Like, there, because I was talking to one of my gaming buddies, right? And he's like, he said, like, I fell asleep during the middle of the movie, and I'm like, that the middle of the movie is my favorite part, because a lot of it is just these 2 fucking monkeys talking about religion. Mm-hmm. It's so weird to describe it like that, but that's literally what that kind of part is, and I love that. I love when they do things like that. And it was really, really good. The new ape, Noah, I find him very interesting. There were a lot. I don't know if he's related to Caesar, but there are a lot of parallels, down to like the marking on his chest. You never saw the other two, did you?
No, I've seen the first one.
Okay.
That's a plan. Is we're gonna go back and watch those.
God, I want to like talk about some of the stuff that goes on in the movie, but I can always save that for another time.
We'll save that for another day. But Roger Corman.
Oh, and you know,
I got you.
We wouldn't have Planet of the
monkeys.
Apes without him.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. But number one, I recommend that movie if you like all the talky bits of the Planet of the Apes. Mm-hmm. As a franchise, like you're gonna love it. There's still some great action though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, it was just and I do have another movie I could talk about because I don't know if I talked about it or did I talk about it last week? Challengers.
I don't remember
the Zendaya tennis threesome movie.
You know, the Film Gauge saw that and has told me all about it, and it sounds interesting and weird.
It's like the best movie I've seen this year.
I was gonna say I think that I've only heard about it from Film Gauge. I hadn't heard about it from you.
So I definitely recommend that one too. That's the best movie I've seen this year so far.
Cool.
Yes, it's got a lot of cool little camera things and stylistic choices. Whenever there's like a particularly emotional scene, like really hard techno comes in, and it sounds weird. It sounds weird, but like it makes sense with the moment.
Yeah, Gage told me about that, and I was like, well, if there's one thing tennis actually makes me think of is Eurotrash techno.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Honestly, I blame Martin Solveig. He did this album called Smash that has a bunch of good, dance, poppy kind of things, and the theme of it is... all the music videos are him playing tennis against the people that he did, that he had come on and sing and perform on the album. So the whole thing is about tennis, basically.
No, I mean that describes a lot of what the vibe is of that movie. Honestly, legitimately good.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one to beat for me this year. I mean, I'm still going to see as many movies as I possibly can, but that set a pretty high bar so far.
Yeah. So that's another one I want to see.
Yeah, because I've been seeing a lot more movies lately because I pay that Regal Unlimited, so I get it's like $20 a month to see as many movies as I want. So
yeah, you mentioned
why not?
that, Mike. We don't have a Regal near here, do we?
Nope.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, a lot of these, I know that AMC Theaters is also doing something like that, but...
Yeah, we don't have them either.
It's nice to just kind of go and see a movie for 2 hours, you know what I mean? Like, there's something to be said about, being able to just kind of sit in a nice, cool theater, and especially because they're so empty lately.
I feel like the last one I saw was, Godzilla -1.
Well, which is a great movie to go see in the theater. Hell yeah, man.
That was definitely I need to see that in the theater kind of thing.
Yeah. I can't... Let's see, what was the last movie I saw in the theater?
I don't know.
Dune. It was Dune.
Oh, wait, no. Dune 2 was the last one I saw. That's right.
Well, and the other thing about having something like that little pass or whatever is it encourages you to go see movies that you probably wouldn't normally see if you were just, paying for them. Because instead of just going to the blockbusters, I'm seeing stuff that's smaller scale, and I put that in quotes because even Challengers is still a multi-million-dollar movie.
Yeah, obviously, but it's not a tentpole film.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an artsy fartsy film.
It's a movie. It's just not like a blockbuster.
Yeah, and then also as someone who likes horror movies, but a lot of them tend to be bad and not worth the money.
Right.
I don't feel as bad seeing them because, I've already covered my costs this month because I saw 2 movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just being able to, and I mean, the horror selection has been pretty good so far for these past few months. So, it's nice. I think that's the one indulgence that, no matter how bad things get, I kind of rely on. I kind of lean on to distract myself. That's the ultimate distraction is just being able to go fucking see a movie.
Sure.
That's my love language to myself, I suppose.
Well, and that's a good one. I mean, and I do encourage people to go out and go to the damn movies. I don't get to as much as I'd like, and part of that's a financial thing. But, whatever.
And the other thing is, like, try a movie that you normally wouldn't see. Or like, don't just see the big tentpole movies. Like, obviously, we're all going to see Deadpool and Wolverine, but, go see Challengers as well.
Yeah. Funny story about that. There was a movie, how to put this? I got in touch with Kevin Murphy from Mystery Science Theater one time. And I was telling him about his book that he wrote, A Year at the Movies, where he watched a movie every day for a year. And he sent me a thing back saying, okay, but if you go see this new blah, blah, blah movie, whatever the big movie was at the time, you need to watch Rabbit Proof Fence. Which is, and I've probably told this story here on the show, but Rabbit Proof Fence is an independent Australian film about the forced relocation and re-education of Aborigines. And three sisters breaking out and trying to get home by following the rabbit-proof fence that stretches across Australia. Because they know they live near the fence, and if they follow it, they'll find home.
That sounds fascinating.
And Kenneth Branagh is in it as the head of the division of the government that is responsible for re-educating. And he's also talking about basically the whole idea is eugenics. We'll breed the black out of them.
Yeah.
And it's fucking horrifying. And then at the end of the movie, they show the real woman that the movie is about.
Oh yeah, that must have been a.
Oh yeah, it was a hell of a movie, man.
Yeah.
Here's just one thing I wanted to throw out there that's unrelated to anything except for the fact that we're slowly transitioning into a Fallout podcast. Mike, David, y'all know I'm kind of into voice actors, right? All right, so Paul Otis played the Vault Tech rep in Fallout 4 and a bunch of other characters, and he played a bunch of characters in Fallout 3. It's fucking Perceptor from Transformers, Mike.
Oh.
If you listen to it, you're like, holy shit, that's Perceptor from Transformers.
Wow.
I can hear him explaining something, and Ultra Magnus is telling him to shut up. I was like, holy shit.
Well, tangentially speaking about Fallout, because everything now has to be through the lens of Fallout for the show.
That's all we can do.
So speaking of post-apocalyptic irradiated wastelands, I'm really looking forward to Furiosa.
Yeah.
The Fury Road legitimately is probably in my top 10 movies of all time. I
agree.
I'm obsessed with Fury Road. One of the best movie experiences I've had in my life is watching Fury Road when the Junkie XL soundtrack kicks in during the canyon chase. And you got the fucking dirt bikes flying over the truck, and
I'm just always gonna love that movie because of the doof. The doof wagon.
It just the scale of the car combat and how everybody almost died making this fucking movie.
Here's the thing about Furiosa, and I think I talked to the Film Gauge about this. Mike, you can back me up here. I feel like the reason they could do this movie is because Fury Road was the first Mad Max movie that had enough of a backstory to give a shit about with the other characters.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Furiosa. I love the character in Fury Road.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the backstory. I'm looking forward to seeing Immortan Joe again.
Oh, Immortan Joe, yeah.
Yeah, and just, but I legitimately hope Miller gets to make more and more Mad Max movies, because I want another, Mad Max movie as well. I like, what's his face? Shizon's version of, oh god, who's the actor who played Mad Max in that one?
Fuck.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah. I was about Bane. What's his name?
Yeah. I called him was it Shizon or Shinzon from
God,
Star Trek?
yeah.
The Picard clone, one of the first Picard clones. But no, I really liked his version of Max, and I want to see more of that.
Yeah, heck, I just want to see more for the see if they actually even. I know they're never going to explain anything, but just even lightly touch on the fact that, how the fuck's he still like alive and not a geriatric old man?
Oh yeah, no,
right?
There's something going on there because like he's like he met Furiosa as a child.
Yeah, and so I saw a fan theory. Someone tried to argue it was it the young kid from Road Warrior, the one he gives the music box to?
No, it's not.
But no, it's not.
He's
because one, the music box plays a different song between.
Wait. He met Furiosa as a kid? I don't remember that.
There is a shot where
a flashback
thing where they show Furiosa as a child and Max interact with her, and it's like it's almost a blinking you miss it moment.
In which movie?
Furiosa.
No, in Fury Road.
Not Fury Road. I mean, not Furiosa. Fury Road.
I had no clue about that. What the fuck?
Because the whole that was what got us going. How old is this motherfucker?
Yeah. So at first I thought, when I first saw it in theaters, I thought that was Max's kid, but then I don't remember exactly how I found out, but that Max's kid was a boy.
Yeah.
And then, so when it first was available on streaming, I started, I watched it and I paused it at that point going, yeah, that's a girl. Who the fuck is that? And then watching it just a few times, like, oh, that's Furiosa as a kid.
Yeah. And he's his blood has healing properties, dude.
Yeah, it healed. What was it?
I need to rewatch it because I don't remember that at all, and I feel like that's something I should have caught. If
it was one of those kind of like dream sequence kind of.
I recall him like running into like his dead child when the war boys were chasing him through the cave when they were going to turn him into a blood bag. Like I remember him like seeing the ghost child, and the ghost child causes him to stop. And
that wasn't his
that also
kid.
causes him.
Yeah.
Okay.
His kid is a boy.
Yeah, and what he's seen as a girl kid.
Yeah.
Girl child.
That's Furiosa.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna call bullshit on this until I find out. I will update you guys next week, but I'm looking into this because like that changes everything.
Yeah. No, it's
no. He is probably 100 years old or more at this point.
Well, it's the Rads. It's the Rads, obviously.
Oh, obviously. He's a mutant.
Is he somehow got changed because but yeah, it was like it opens with 70 years after the bombs fell or something like that.
And he was around before the bombs fell.
He was like 30 years old when the bombs.
I also think that like Fury Road is probably like a soft reboot.
Well, yes,
in the sense
obviously.
that like yes, but no.
Yeah. But does it really matter? That's the other thing. Cars explode and do flips.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
That's
why I'm saying it only, if anything, it'll only be very lightly touched upon.
Yeah.
It will never be. I think also fully explaining it would be unnecessary. I wouldn't say it'd be a detriment to Mad Max, but I'd say it's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited by that possibility that like he encountered Furiosa as a kid, because that opens up so much weird theory space for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I also like that feels like something that I should have been aware of a while ago. So you guys are blowing my mind if this is actually the case, and I'm looking into that shit because I'm legitimately like excited with the possibility of all of that.
Yeah.
Like to discover something new about a movie that's so fucking beloved to me.
Yeah, and I'm just I don't care what's true. I'm going with that as my headcanon anyway.
But Furiosa looks great. It just makes me think, what if the next Fallout has car combat?
See, me and Mike were talking about that.
We were talking about that. I've had the thought that, they made Starfield and they put vehicles in Starfield. So therefore Fallout 5 could theoretically have vehicles in it. And what does a wasteland with vehicles equal? Basically fucking Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, set Fallout 5 in the heartland of America.
Here's my thing. Set it in Detroit. Fallout Motor City.
Oh man, oh, I'd be sick.
I just sold it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Make it, bitches. Fallout 5, Motor City.
Because I mean, I understand not to go back to more Fallout
God
talk.
damn it.
We just can't. It's the distraction Fallout black hole. We just can't.
It's the
escape
crater
it.
from the bomb.
God
It's the
damn,
real
we're-
distraction hole.
Damn it, we're in Megaton.
So I understand why, from a technological standpoint, why Fallout 3 or even maybe 4 and New Vegas didn't have cars.
Technical limitations. Yeah.
That we're talking about like game making technical. It just was not, something that they were working on. But really, if you think about it, in game, in the lore, there's no reason why someone wouldn't have, strapped one of those working generators they have to a wheeled thing and make it move instead of just using freaking two-headed cows to move all their stuff.
Yeah.
And then imagine the scripted combat sequence when you're driving with like a Brotherhood of Steel member in a souped up car and you have a minigun on top of the car blasting at raiders who are swarming after you and they're coked up jalopies.
Here's the thing. You say minigun. I have a better idea. You take the top half of an Assaultron and you weld it to the roof of the car.
I said it's like basically a Fallout, the Wasteland version of R2-D2.
Yes.
Dude, super mutant Zerg rushing you with mini nukes in a
Jesus
car.
Christ. Okay.
The
only vehicle
Bethesda hire us.
Yeah. The only thing super mutants are allowed to drive is monster trucks. I mean, that is a given.
See, this is the Mad Max game I want because while I enjoyed playing the Mad Max game they made a couple of years ago, it was
I forgot about that.
It was not very deep. Like you could upgrade your cars, but only superficially. Like I want to be able to I want Kerbal Space Program, but for the Mad Max vehicles. I want to be able to make everything from a nimble little zippy car to like the doof wagon with just turrets all over it.
The perfect Mad Max game to me is a Mad Max territorial control MMO.
Of course,
With like
you want to play
with the
Risk.
DM like the kind of GM shit of Helldivers.
You just
where the devs can but imagine that you can form different clans.
You just want to run Bullet Town, don't you?
Yeah, no, it legitimately you can focus on economics and trying to rule through trade routes, and you have to defend your trade route. Oh god, it's so good. I'm salivating.
David, are you going to be Master Blaster and run Barter Town?
Oh man.
Would he be the big one or the little one?
Oh, he's the one riding around on the guy's shoulders.
No. He's Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston was not in that movie.
Whitney Houston.
Can't we get beyond Thunderdome?
You know what I mean. Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, yes. And David, I caught that joke. Thank you.
Yes.
And no, we cannot get beyond Thunderdome.
Because even though Master Blaster said he run Barter Town, we know it was Tina Turner.
I'm going to say this. I really want some Greek food right now, but in truth, we don't need another gyro.
I don't know. You hadn't had one in a while, so. But I mean, I'm more of just the character story. While I do enjoy resource management games, I mean, if it was 4s where it was there, but you didn't have to, it didn't get in the way of the character story.
Well, just do Fallout 4, but, with cars and, a little bit of the settlement management and garages that you can build. And
I need a power armor carrier truck.
Yeah.
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 It'd also be fun to kind of set up a mobile camp. You build your own kind of mobile fortress of your own mobile fleet, caravan, whatever.
Yeah, it does make me think. What will they do with 5 because of how the 76 changed the to the camp system where you can basically put it anywhere. So I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I don't know. But yeah, Fallout
Fallout. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, no. See movies, people. See movies. That's
yep,
the main
go
point I
see
wanna bring up here.
movies, Fallout or not. Which, here's a funny thing, guys. I got a game for us, and it's fucking Fallout related.
Sweet Christmas. Who would've guessed it?
So, Fallout 4. The Companions.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, that's easy.
Is it?
No. I just what I mean is that's easy. Is that such an easy game for you to plan? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's been a
Just
rough
fucking phone that shit in.
ring. Ring. It's the easy shit calling.
Okay.
So, Mike,
Yeah.
fuck, marry, kill. The Companions.
Any companions?
The ones you can recruit, you know, and we'll follow you around.
No mods.
No mods.
No mods.
Okay.
Robots included, you know.
DLC.
DLC, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Real quick, I forgot, you know, there's the best movie Roger Corman was involved with that I'm going to miss him for. Rock and Roll High School.
Yep.
Yep.
Rock and roll high school.
I guess I would. Well, no, I can't recruit her, so she
Who?
doesn't count. I was gonna go all robots, but there's really only. Well, yeah.
Ada's in there.
Well, yeah.
Well, and also you could build your own robot.
Yep.
Well, yeah. That's where I was going, but I was thinking Jezebel, but she's not. Once you finish with her, she's just a settler. She's not an actual companion. So I can't kill her because she's a stuck up trash can. I'm going to kill. Let's see here. I'll start with kill, and I guess it won't be a robot because I don't know. I like most of the robots more, so I'm gonna kill.
I bet I know who this is.
I'm gonna throw you an audible and say.
An audible?
Yeah, you don't know what an audible is?
No,
It's
I
where it's a football term where you like change the play before you play it.
Okay, I know Audible, the audiobook thing. Yeah.
No, that
Sports.
their name comes from a sports term, Kevin.
Interesting.
Which has nothing to do with the service, surprisingly. No, you're thinking I was going to say I was going to kill Kate.
Yes, that's exactly
Because
what
I do not
thought.
like Kate, but I think I'd rather kill Paladin Dance just because he's a filthy Nazi.
Okay.
I'm going to fuck. I don't know. Guess Piper.
Okay.
And I'll marry Preston Garvey just because I'll piss everybody off.
You know, I knew you were going to say that for some reason.
He just cares about everybody. He's trying to do best for the Commonwealth, and everybody hates him for
Well, he
it.
needs to shut his pie hole.
All the companions need to shut up once in a while.
Well,
That's why they're
Every
all-
companion is annoying as fuck.
That's why I have them all
Well,
sequestered in
sorta.
Red Rocket.
David,
Okay.
fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. Fuck Kate.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a mess, but I have a thing for messes, I suppose.
Are you one of those I can fix her guys when it comes to her?
I suppose so, and like literally you do that in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, you fix her in the game, so there you go. Mary Piper. Piper's sweet. Good character. You
Doing
can
her
have a good
best.
conversation with her. Kill. That's the tricky one. Because every companion gets annoying. Like, as much as I love Strong, Strong gets really annoying every time he gets mad at me for picking a lock. You know what I mean? So it's whichever companion I'm with who's annoying me at that moment is probably a kill situation.
Wow, that's kind of broad. Can you narrow that down?
Yeah, no, that's the problem, right? You know what? God, this is a tricky one, but
Is it?
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, honestly, because like all the companions are they're fine. Like they all offer different things. Just at any given time, they annoy me for one reason or another. But not enough to make me want to kill them. But I'm gonna say Paladin Dance as well.
Wow. Okay.
Like
Interesting.
I the Brotherhood of Steel, they can be fun, but yeah, they're so
Yeah.
fashy, and like Dance is I haven't progressed too far in his storyline, but like again the self-righteousness of the Brotherhood of Steel that precludes them from working with people.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like the epitome of that.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that's my answer. It's like, I suppose, a little diplomatic.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Now, what about you, you freak?
Okay. Well. I'm fucking Piper.
Okay.
Mary. I'm gonna marry Nick Valentine.
Oh,
We make a good team.
He's a sweet guy. I like Nick.
He's a good guy.
It's really, it's so weird you don't have a romance option with Nick in the game.
I know, but he is a robot. But I feel like Nick would be like, he's your ride or die.
Well, you could also like romance Curie though.
Yeah, I know, but like, I got a problem with the French.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, by that logic, they should have made Nick romanceable.
That's true.
Especially with
That's
his
true.
storyline, it would be a nice start.
And technically,
for him.
you should be able to transfer him into a new body.
Yeah,
So he doesn't
there's
look
a
like
lot
he's
of
falling
shit
the
that
fuck
Bethesda
apart.
needs to
They
do with this
shit
fucking
on
game.
Nick Valentine, you fuckers.
Yep.
And Preston Garvey is getting a bullet to the fucking head.
All he wants is what's best for the wasteland.
You know what? That's why he put me in charge, and I don't need him now.
Oh,
You
come
know,
on.
some like I know that we're joking here, but like sometimes it bothers me like the way people get so visceral about like, and I know it's exaggeration for comedy's sake and everything like that, but like again, like Preston, generally nice guy, but the fandom
Yeah.
treats him like he's Adolf Hitler Jr.
No, I understand, and
But-
I don't actually hate Preston.
And if you,
Especially since I got this mod that like calms him down
Yeah,
a little bit.
Well, and I'm not saying that you hate him or everything like that or anything like that, but you know what I mean about like again
Yeah.
the joke in the fandom is like fuck Preston. And it's like, well, the guy is a genuinely nice guy in this
Yeah.
awful fucking hellscape. You know what I
he's
mean?
also not as bad as the Night Mother from Skyrim, which is basically the Eternal Quest.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, fine. If it's not Preston,
Oh, you don't need to change your answer, but I'm just
Well-
I feel like we
well,
should talk about the sociological
Sure.
gaming phenomenon of people getting really mad at like morally good characters and
the
thinking they're the
problem
worst
is,
thing ever.
I get the Preston thing, though. I get it.
Like, yeah, but like the reason people hate Preston is the same reason you could hate any companion.
Well, the reason I hate Preston is because I can't talk to him without getting another quest.
well, then don't talk to him.
But
Yeah,
I'm trying
I finish
to
his
be
quest
the
and I leave him in the
Minuteman guy.
log. Once I save a community, I just leave him in the log until I'm ready to take on another quest. So anyway,
nice.
it's your fault, man. It's your fault you're
Hey,
getting annoyed.
I have to play it the way I play it.
Yeah, like he's just at Red Rocket for me. I just don't go to Red Rocket.
I know where
Yeah,
and I know where Dance's story goes, so I'm leaving him alone.
Yeah, I've got oh, that's interesting. Where do you send your companions?
Who, me?
Yeah, just in general, like because
A
I
lot
have
of-
certain places where I send companions.
Usually Sanctuary, but I've started sending him to Red Rocket since Mike said that, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to have the most annoying settlement in the wasteland there.
Well, I kind of put them in thematic places. So, like for example, Hancock, right? I send Hancock to Hangman's Alley,
I've never actually recruited him.
and then I stuck Strong on a farm,
I don't have strong.
and he's
Yeah,
just
same.
like bashing the shit out of things with his hammer, which is the funniest thing. Like I saw him launch a death claw into the air.
Jesus.
Yeah, it made me so happy to watch that. I think I have Piper at Croup Manor. So yeah, I kind of find like a
What is
thema-
Croup Manor?
It is in the northeastern part of the map, there's so many settlements, dude. My God, there are so many. I don't even have them all yet.
Jesus. Okay.
But
yeah. No. Apparently there's some
I
I've
just
never
kind of
gotten.
find. Yeah, I find thematic places to put them. So, for example, Dance right now, I have him guarding the Boston airport.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't really do much with that because I'm saving that. That's where I produce my robots right now. But yeah, I got Dance. He's patrolling the airport. Like he's frontline for the Brotherhood over there at the that part of the map. So it's I just kind of find thematic ways to. And the other idea is that I can go to any single one of my places and potentially sleep and get the bonus from having a relationship there, which is nice. So like I have my go-to places I stop to drop off my supplies, and I can take a quick nap, and then I get like the well-rested bonus with the lover's embrace because I have someone there because I romanced everybody I could.
Well, let me tell you something. I have got like a 11 for charisma right now, and nobody will touch me in the game.
No, that's a high level of charisma. What do you mean?
No, like I can't. None of my companions will romance.
What did you do?
I
Pissed
don't.
them all off.
I am tripping over body parts.
I cannot get anyone to.
I can't walk past a
reciprocate.
companion without slipping on a dick or
Jesus
falling into a
Christ.
vagina. I don't. How did you manage that, dude?
I don't know. I do not know. None of
That's
them will lay
incredible.
a finger on me.
Like, did you just skip the flirt option on every character in their
No,
dialogue?
I did the flirt, and they're like, "Yeah, no,
Jesus Christ, that's...
yeah, they will shoot you down."
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm impressive.
Yeah, because I went with because I went with max charisma, and I have like an extra, so I'm like at 14 charisma or something right now.
Yeah,
So like every time I negotiate for caps, I'm always getting like 400 caps.
and then laid.
Yeah, it's been great. Like I even my character even had sex with the singer in the third rail.
Oh wow,
Like I rizzed my way into sleeping with the singer at the third
that's
rail.
Magnolia, and that's funny. You know who voices her?
Linda Carter.
That's right, Linda Carter.
Yes.
Can I say
Yep.
Can I say
So,
I just don't like that song?
The Good Neighbor song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, apparently there are mods to get rid of the Magnolia songs, which I don't mind them. Well,
I want to
okay.
replace every one of her songs with typo negative.
What if you had to pick like your top 2 mods in your loadout? What are your top 2 mods?
There's one called We Are the Minutemen that, number 1, it gives them all a standard uniform. Number 2, it places Minutemen at some of the settlements on occasion.
Oh.
And
Oh.
3, it adds more Minutemen patrols around the wasteland so they feel like an actual useful organization. And lastly, Preston will wait between quests before giving you another one.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And my other top one would probably be this one I got from the Creation Club where you can paint your weapons and armor. And I just have everything painted in Vault Tech theme.
Oh yeah.
But and Mike does not mod.
Yeah, I was gonna say my favorite mods are vanilla and none.
Well, I was doing vanilla for a while, and then I realized like the mods fix up a lot of things that Bethesda should have fixed up.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, like my number 1 choice is always going to be Everybody's Best Friend, because that allows you to
I've
take
got
dog
that
meat
one.
out with any companion. And like the fact that there's in-game dialogue voice acted that talks about your character, their companion, and the fucking dog. I don't see that as being like
Yeah. It's
that's
more
just
of
basically
adding
vanilla
cut.
content with extra steps.
It's cut content added back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I am going to say I do have this one that gives you a different version of the vault suit that's got these black ribbed details on it, and it's really cool. And I just do that all the time because, I don't know, it's just neat looking. And
I have a bunch of radio mods. I can't stress enough how important it is to have multiple radio stations.
See, I had to get rid of those. They were just annoying me.
I just want one to where I won't hear, the same song like 4 times in a session. Like,
sure.
Like last night it played Orange Colored Sky, which I like, but I don't want to hear it 4 times in a night.
There is a mod that will add more songs to Diamond City Radio.
I don't care about more songs. I just want it to, like, not repeat them as often. There's plenty of songs.
It depends, number one, on how long your sessions are, but then also like the number of songs in the pack. I have one, I forget the name of the mod, but it has like something like 150 songs.
Seriously, it played Orange Colored Sky 3 or 4 times in 2 hours.
Yeah. It do that sometimes.
Yeah, but like one radio mod that I suggest is Dollar Country.
Excuse me.
I remember seeing that. That's a one where like it has like a DJ and
yes, and the DJ actually does like in character. He's like, I ate fucking rats again last night. Just, it's really good. The music's great. I recommend that one. But also that settlement management mod.
What does that do?
So it allows you to set up a terminal, or it's a holotape that you can put into a terminal on your settlement, but it allows you to manage your settlements from any settlement. So if I go to Sanctuary, I can actually look at like my current settlers in, 10 Pines Bluff and see, that person's unassigned. Try to assign them to a work or try to assign them to a caravan or something like that. That way it's
okay.
Because that's one of the things that bothers me is like, number one, the settlement like tracker in your Pip-Boy is always very glitchy, and
a bit
you have to like it happens to be a lot where it like calculates my numbers incorrectly.
I had a thing where I kept trying to assign all unemployed people to a thing, and it would tell me, oh, that's done, and it didn't do it.
Yeah,
I had to like I think I had to just give it time. It just took a while to catch up.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's a good one. And then I don't add any mods that like allow me to cheat. I look for mods that give me more content. So oh god, what's the there is a mod, Tales of the Commonwealth or something like that. I really recommend that one because that adds a bunch of quests that are fully voice acted, and they're like almost like vanilla quests. It's interesting. Like it just adds more points of interest, more characters. There was one where I had to rig a robot fight to have the robot go down in the third fight. That way we take the winnings and everything like that. Yeah, no, it was neat, and everything was voice acted, and just anything that kind of extends the life of the game, which is already pretty expansive, but like it's ridiculous how much more you can cram into there with those really good mods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was kind of curious that Minutemen one sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. Also, the uniforms are really cool. They give them like these nice blue coats and everything. It's just neat.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that we're done talking about Fallout for like 5 segments in a row.
Yeah.
Closing thought for this week. Don't forget to tell the people in your life that you love them.
Yeah.
That's it. Just because you don't know when it'll be the last time.
Yeah.
I was expecting like a humorous little thing at the end, but no, just sweet.
No, it's Mother's Day, and that always gets me kind of, we're not going to go into that. Anyway, so guys, thank you for listening. This has been The Distraction Hole. You are free to climb out and get back to what you were doing before. We will see you
most
next
likely
time.
fall out.
But you will fall out into the distraction hole is what you're going to do.
Okay, that's the title for the episode.
Fall out into the distraction hole. Oh, God. All right. We'll see you next time. Right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Don't forget to play Fallout 4 or
Under an orange colored sky.
Yeah.
Fallout.
Fallout.